All right, welcome back to another edition of Lincoln Diamond News. We're gonna let's get it started for today. Is November 15th, 2021. All right, so we look at the Dow futures across the board. I'm sorry, the time is about 4:25 in the morning. Just gotta get ready to go to work. All right, so look across the board. See S&P, Dow, Nasdaq, and Russell 2000 are all up across the board. Dow over 36,000. That's a telling sign. All right, you just revert back to 19 just before the crash in 1929. All right. And you'll see what I want to talk about. Why I'm skeptical that these future markets across the board are doing good to go. All right. All right. So let's look at some overseas markets over here. Look at the FTSE. It's very flashing. It's up with a little bit, just under 10 points. You see the Nikkei 225 is up as well too. And getting into the crypto, you see Bitcoin is up by 66,000, telling warning signs. I will say with all these warning signs of everything going up and up and up and up and up. Go ahead and think about what happened just before the 1929 crash and before the 1870s crash of the economy. All right, see Bitcoin, the US dollar's up. The Simply crypto is up as well too. All right. All right, let's take a look at that 10-year bond. 10-year bond is 1.5820. The VIX is down a little bit. Take a little bit of foreign currency. The GBP to the US dollar is up just a little bit, and you got the US dollar to Japanese yen is up by almost 8 cents. All right. So that was from take a look at some of the financials. That was from YahooFinance.com. Go ahead and look it up just for the markets open at 9:30 Eastern time, Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. All right. So we're here at Kitco.com. Let me get this straight a little bit. Sorry about the camera view. We're here at Kitco.com. We go ahead and look at here's the New York spot price for precious metals here. We're not interested in that. Let's look at the world spot price because the world markets are open. All right. So we look at the gold is down across the board. You got silver down. Might have a little jump here. Okay, silver down, palladium down, and rhodium is at this asking price at $15,100 an ounce. All right, that's in U.S. dollar terms. All right, so we look at the world spot price here. Once again, the metals are down across the board. Right. So that was from Kitco.com. Go ahead and look at that from Kitco.com. All right. So now let's get into today's topic and article here. Something you won't see from on the news here. Get that article a little bit up here. This is from ZeroHedge.com. Vatican loses 1.135 million in Shady London property deal. Allegations of massive fraud. All right. So the Vatican, which has been in the news lately for all the wrong type of reasons, is lost the deal, committed to fraud, everything else. Things are going on with the Vatican that most people don't know about. We don't get into that other stuff here. We get into the financials. The Vatican has finally decided to rip the Band-Aid off and sell a luxury office building in London, King Knightsbridge neighborhood, for a loss of 100 million euros. All right, or 135 million US dollars. All right. So what's going on? Why is the Vatican supposed to be a holy organization involved in finances? Something is going on with them. I'm not getting into the whole religious detail, but this is according to financial news that the Vatican is involved in some type of fraud deal where they've had the sale of one of their properties in London. All right. How many other properties does the Vatican own around the world? That things are going on. All right. So I'm not touching the topic. Just getting to the financials here. Let's go ahead and get that article. That is from ZeroHedge.com. Something's up with the Vatican, whether you're involved in some type of fraud or anything else. So go ahead and please get that article and look it up. All right, from ZeroHedge.com. All right, the Vatican loses 135 million in the Shady London property deal. All right, maybe they was involved in fraud. Maybe they have something going on to where the Vatican's not caught up in all this. All right, so go ahead and please get that article from ZeroHedge.com. All right, and then we have an article back home here in the states. We have home prices continue to spike with double-digit gains. That is seen across the board where you got home prices jump left and right. There's a big difference between the home I live in right here, the home I live in. We're looking at Zillow, difference between Zillow.com and what the county I live in. They're actually almost about $80,000 apart when what they estimate the home value is. All right. Remember, sometimes it's not the home value; it's the land it sits on. But we're looking at double-digit price gains. The homes, people say have short-term memories. Sorry, that people tend to have short-term memories, but if you go look at what happened in the housing crash that would happen in 2008, 2009, We had triple digit home prices increasing. Homes were flying off the shelves left and right like hotcakes, and then all of a sudden the price crashed. All right, so don't get any short memories. Just go back and look at the past. Past proves the future. All right, so go back and look at the past and any financial housing gains that went up double and triple digits. Then always followed by a massive housing crash, and people's home values tanked. They went into the water. Everything else. All right. So go and get that article. That was from the dailylocal.com. All right, dailylocal.com. All right, and then we have here, we have from Reuters.com. All right, this is from Reuters.com. All right, Musk sells nearly 7 billion worth of Tesla shares this week. All right, so something's going on to where you have Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla. He's selling about 7 billion worth of shares. This is according to Reuters. Reuters is a mainstream media site here. So it's hard to tell whether they're actually telling the truth or not. Maybe they're doing a slander issue on Elon Tesla. All right, but something's going on to where they reporting that Elon Musk selling 7 billion worth of his own Tesla shares. All right, that is something big. There's something going on there. Let's get into the more article. Look it up. So we're gonna do more research on this topic here. All right, we felt this was worth it bringing to you. All right, about what's going on. All right, so go ahead and get that article from the Reuters.com. All right, read up and look into it. Okay, Reuters.com. All right, and then for our final story here, we're gonna look at the national debt clock. Something's big. Something is up with the national debt clock. My camera view is also jacked up today. All right. All right, as you can see, state debt clock, world debt clock. All right, you see the U.S. national debt at 28 trillion, just under 29 trillion. You see the U.S. federal tax reserves, what the U.S. takes in, and the revenue per citizen $12,168. All right, but this is not what we're talking about here. This is what we're not going to get into. All right, so here's some of the big things. All right, money creation. The Treasury creates just over $784 million. $784 million right now per hour. All right, you got the M2 money supply, which is right now sitting at $21 billion. All right, and then you got currency and credit derivatives. My goodness, look at that number. All right, so this is how much they're creating about what's going on. All right, and then you got the total U.S. national assets, $202 trillion total from U.S. national assets. But remember, once again, if you go back in time to the way back clock, not too far back, you can see that the U.S. national debt was versus the U.S. funded liabilities. I'm sorry, U.S. total national assets versus the unfunded liabilities was totally different. It was inverted. It was upside down. That's what inverted is, upside down. I'm not insulting anybody here. All right, but now look at it. You have 102 trillion, 202 trillion U.S. total national assets versus 195 trillion, $159 trillion U.S. unfunded liabilities. That is a total role reversal. We're keeping an eye on this to figure out what's going on. How did this all of a sudden just invert it one day? It didn't go inverted. It actually flipped to right side up. All right. So go and take a look at that. Do your research. Get into the national debt. See what's actually going on. Maybe Jasira kicked in. All right. We went over that one. Look into the comment section for yourself. Look up Jasira. What is going on? Jasira is national. Jasira is global. All right. So that being said, I want to thank you for joining us in another edition of Melon Economic News. Be safe, be sound. As you always say, you're your own best financier. You're your best credit union. You're your own best savings and loans. You're your own best banker. Get that barter system started with your neighbors. Neighbors reach out to communities, reach out to other communities. And everything starts local. Thank you for joining us in another edition of Melon Economic News. Be safe, be sound, and let's get it started.